Hey guys, I miss you guys. I just want to say I really do. I'm sorry we haven't put up anything recently. We're just in crunch time right now trying to finish all the last minute things you have to do to get a project you've been working on digitally onto a physical disc. It's a lot of little things and we're only two people, so it's a lot of stuff. So we just have been trying to finish this all up and get it done, get it out there so you guys can see it. And so we just haven't had time for anything else. But I finally got a break today because I finished the cover art yesterday. And so I had a moment and I've seen this and it's just so, on one end, you just want to giggle because it's ridiculous. But on the other end, it's kind of horrifying too. It's just, this is where we're at. It's the reality we're in. It's the reality that we've all been warning about for years and years. And now we're living in it, you know? It's kind of bizarre. It's really strange to go from warning people this is what's going to happen to actually seeing it in action. And you have to sit and watch all the stupidity that you foresaw. It's really, I have to giggle because if I don't, I'd just cry. I'd sob in the corner in a fetal position or something. Because I realized a few weeks ago that they're using any excuse possible to kick any remaining independent truth channels, the stragglers, off of YouTube, the ones that didn't jump on the Trump train or back into one of the two approved political boxes that we have available in our illusion of choice, the channels that went, hey, wait a minute, this is just the same agenda, continuing with a different haircut. And they're doing whatever they can to shut people down, removing videos, removing channels, they're striking channels. They're going through our videos as far back as things we put up 5 years ago to mete out community guideline strikes on content that's already been up for 5 years on the platform, for half a decade. And all in an effort to defeat what they're claiming is fake news. In fact, the CEO of YouTube was at South by Southwest a few weeks ago in Austin and announced that they have a list now of the top conspiracy theories. And if you put up a video about any of those theories that are on this list, and she didn't give out the list of people, but she said YouTube has a list of things now. And if you put up a video about one of the things that's on that list, the company is going to begin adding what they call information cues next to your video. Information cues, because what it is it's all programming. Information cues that are supposed to alert viewers to the correct information. And they're going to program you with what the right thing is to think about that topic, citing, quote, reputable sources to get that information from, and the reputable sources are Wikipedia and Snopes. It's beyond a joke. Meanwhile, on the flip side of that, on what we're told is the quote-unquote real news, this is what the public is getting.
Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about troubling, irresponsible, one-sided news stories
plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
I mean, if you looked up the word hypocritical in the dictionary, you'd find this. Although you could, if you looked up the Borg in the dictionary, you would also find this.
We are the Borg. Lower your shields and surrender your ships. We will
exactly what people think. And
your culture will adapt to service us. Resistance is futile.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
How is this not creepy to the nth degree? It's really, really creepy, actually. Because that's what those people do. They just read scripts all day. They might as well be robots, pretty much. I mean, there's no critical thinking happening. It's not like they wrote that story. They didn't even write that line. They probably don't even have actual thoughts about it while it's coming out of their mouths. It's probably like when you drive on a road trip for a long time and it's all automatic, or how you learn to ride a bike and you never forget. They probably just go on autopilot and don't even know the words that are coming out of their mouth anymore. That these people are just bots. It reminds me of a story Aaron once told. Because Aaron went to UT in Austin, and he got dual degrees, but one of his degrees is in film and television. And he remembered going down the hall where they had the kids who were studying to be reporters, broadcast journalism. And those kids were all in a room together practicing their intonation of talking in that newscaster voice. They were all in a room together being trained on how to talk like robots. Well, how far are we from robots when you just have people sitting in front of a camera all reading the same script and pretending like it's personal and pretending like it's from their hearts and it's real and they care about you so much, local community. And that's why, insert false emotion here.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 Extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely
Dangerous to our
Democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
You should really listen to everything I have to say. I mean, it's so utterly fake. So while they're actually eradicating anybody with a real voice who's trying to speak the truth about what they're seeing right now in a time when almost no one has eyes to see and ears to hear because we don't even know what's real or fake anymore, now they're going to come on and try to eradicate every possible real person. And they're going to say, well, it's fake news. It's a danger to our democracy. They're going to warn you. The hive Borg over there is going to warn you to stay away from it for our democracy.
When I say fake news, I mean stories that are designed to trick people into believing lies. Deception 101.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
What exactly is our democracy anymore, just by the way? Because saying anything that isn't scripted by the government or a mega corporation hurts our democracy. Because opinions that differ from the two official choices you're given in this illusion of choice hurts our democracy. Because admitting there are actually more than two ways to think about any given situation really hurts our democracy. Because unscripted speech hurts our democracy. Because critical thinking skills hurts our democracy. Because what they're basically saying is that free speech hurts our democracy. Because what we have is not a democracy. It's not even a constitutional republic. When's the last time they actually followed the Constitution in this country? What we have is a giant corporation. We have an oligarchy, okay? I mean, this talk about our democracy is a propaganda slogan. Because democracy requires that social power is equal and balanced. And quite clearly, when you have a giant corporation that owns 200 local news stations and has the power to hand down whatever political message they want to make these people say to everybody over and over and over. That's all it is. It's propaganda. This isn't democracy, okay? This might as well be a communist country with this going on. And they're trying to spin it, and they're trying to turn it into a Trump political partisan issue, and it's not. This is not a political issue. Okay, between two groups fighting amongst themselves. This isn't the liberals and the conservatives. This isn't Trumpsters and everyone else. That's not what this is. Look at it again, okay? This is the fact that our country is run increasingly by corporations. That's what YouTube is. It's a corporation. Google's a corporation. Amazon's a corporation. Twitter's a corporation. And when corporations run things, they don't have to guarantee your rights. There's no right to free speech. There's no right to anything. It's a corporation. And remember, they say corporations are people too, my friends. So what do you think democracy really means in a country run by corporations that are people too? And the other issue is that people are just easily misled, especially in groups, especially when they're having their buttons pressed. And what I've seen in recent weeks is hordes of people begging to have their rights taken away. They're saying, yeah, shut down people that I don't agree with. Don't let them have a place to talk. Not even seeming to understand that there are other people out there who don't agree with them and what they're saying at the moment they're saying it. So what they're basically saying is, shut me down. Don't give me a right to talk. And they don't seem to even understand that's what they're doing. We live in such crazy times. It's like we're all living in this box, and this is what you're told about your box. And whether or not you believe that is irrelevant, because they're going to approve or disapprove of what people are allowed to say. And they're using the internet as a tool to censor and frame everyone's thoughts.
We're going to have to rebuild within this wild, wild west of information flow some sort of curating function that people agree to. There has to be, I think, some sort of way in which we can sort through information that passes some basic truthiness tests. Truthiness tests.
It's not just a warning from the system with this stuff, but a super creepy one. I mean, what is the difference between a giant corporation getting 193 newscasters together and making them say this stuff over and over and over to us? In the movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers, when you see one, they all open their mouths and scream. It's kind of the same thing, really. They're trying to shut down dissent and critical thought. You know what I think hurts our democracy? People who sit around and read scripts like robots and have no critical thinking skills whatsoever and just say whatever they're told to say on camera like a bunch of robots. That to me is pretty painful to our democracy.
Also, faking a fake news campaign against fake news hurts our democracy, especially when it comes from the corner of fake news.